morning, sports fans. Well, back to a Tuesday again. Bright, sunny, early Tuesday morning. It's only about 8:30 right now. And as usual, or at least lately, I am heading west on US 31. We're going to take in a few sights today. Hopefully, I can get to everywhere I want to go and take you along with me. So hang in there, sports fans. This is going to be a little bit different. And I'll see you all, y'all know, down the road. Before we can get to Lafayette, Indiana, we have to go through Logansport. Yeah, we were there a week ago. You remember that. But we made it. Here we are. Lafayette, Indiana. Named after the great General Lafayette. The town was founded in 1825. Well, I am uptown Lafayette. In a pretty good sized town. Yep. So we're going to take a look at the town. Pretty good sized town. Look around here. Pretty good sized place. So, I'm going to show you the town, part of it. This area was originally populated by the Potawatomi Indians. Population of Lafayette is about 71,000 in the proper. The total area, well, there's about 225,000. This beautiful courthouse was built in 1881 at a cost of $500,000. Unseen under $500,000. Couldn't replace the doors and windows for that today. It's a 2.5-story building on a raised basement. You can see just how beautiful this building is. Built with Indiana limestone. In 1998, there was attempted bombing. Somebody drove a truck up full of explosives and accelerants and drove it right in through the front door, and I don't think they made it all the way through. But the fire department was able to get it out before it exploded. They never have found out who that individual was. Yeah, you can tell by looking at it what a beautiful structure this is. Would have been a shame. Probably, of all the courthouses, and I've seen a few now, this would be one of the better looking. How do you want to say? Just a handsome building, beautiful building. Now this is the downtown area around the courthouse, just around the courthouse. It's a lot more to Lafayette than this, and there's Lafayette himself. But the downtown area hosts a lot of the older buildings. Quite a bit of manufacturing in this area, including Caterpillar, Cummins, Pepsi-Cola, the 2F Group, GE, Wabash, Procter & Gamble. That's just to name a few. School district, well, there's about 7,430 students with about 526 teachers. Now, between Lafayette and West Lafayette, I don't know if that's one school district. It may be two. Those numbers may be higher. Now, the crime rate in Lafayette is not good. It is higher than the Indiana average and higher than the national average. It's higher than Indiana average by 60%. It's not real good. You got a couple highways run through town. You got 25 runs right through town. You got 52, 65, and 31 on the outskirts of town. They're not real close, but that's how you would get here. It is not the easiest town in Indiana to get to.
All around that courthouse. That's just a small part of the town, really. So we'll get back and go ahead and down the road.
Well, folks, we have just arrived at Purdue University in West Lafayette. Sports complexes, and there's the football field, Ross-Ade Stadium. This thing is under a lot of construction.
Well, sports fans, you guessed it. Maybe you guessed it. We're in Lafayette. We're probably going to visit Purdue University. And that's what we're doing. So we're going to walk around, take a look at Purdue University. Now, I've been here before for football games, but not just to walk around. It's an interesting, like a lot of colleges, half of it looks like it's in the city. You can't tell when you're in the city. Can't tell when you're on campus. And that's kind of the way this university is. But we're definitely on the campus area now. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this university as we go. But right now we're out Ross-Ade Stadium here. And as a matter of fact, pan around here and you can take a look at it. Right up that way. And we're going to walk up that way and take a look too. So bear with me. Here we go.
Well, Purdue University was founded in 1869. And it was named after John Purdue because, well, after all, old John donated the land and the money to build the thing. Now, Purdue's a big agricultural school with engineering and pharmacy, among other of their schools. And they got a student body of about 51,000 students, and a faculty of about 2,600. They're give or take a little bit. And they're called the Boilermakers, the Purdue Boilermakers. And this is a stadium. And as I said, a lot of construction going on. And since I've been here, and it's been probably 20 years, they have done a lot of remodeling. And on the far end here, on the other end, you see that big black structure standing straight up? That would be the big screen. And it is big. And there's the football team, and they're doing their drills. Now, if they're getting this ready for football season, they've got to be moving, because football season is upon us. A couple weeks, and I'm sure they're going to be teeing the ball up. Now, Purdue is like a lot of universities too, particularly the big universities. There's that screen, big screen. They are scattered out quite a bit. Old buildings, new buildings, quads here, quads there, a little bit of everywhere. And of course, I didn't get around to seeing all that. I'd like to, but I didn't get a chance. They got sports facilities, dorms all over the place, of course, dining halls. Some areas are pretty nice. Other areas, maybe not quite as nice as they should be. But it's a bigger university than I would have expected it to be. Well, with 51,000 students, that's not bad. You can compare that to, say, Ohio State with about 81,000. That's students and grad students, of course. It's part of that sports complex. And this is like a band shelter, I believe. And it's called the Jazz. So as you can see here, they're spread out quite a bit. Now I'd like to tell you where town ends and this campus starts, but I really couldn't quite figure it out. But we're just going to run around these sports complexes again, take a look before we say goodbye.
At the Tippecanoe Battlefield and Battlefield Museum. Yep. And right down the way here is a museum. And I'm going to go in and take a look. Behind me back here, that's the monument itself to the battle. And we're going to try to find out a little bit more about it as we go. Getting here was not easy. Everything was detoured all over the place. The roads closed. So we're going to take a look, take you with us. Here we go.
The Tippecanoe Battlefield Park preserves the location of the Battle of Tippecanoe, fought on November 7th, 1811. The Battle of Tippecanoe was fought between American soldiers and Native American warriors along the banks of the Tippecanoe. Now that river is supposed to be pronounced something like Tippecanoe, but I've never heard it pronounced that way. So I'm inside the museum now. The organized resistance prompted Governor William Henry Harrison to lead roughly 1,000 soldiers and militiamen to destroy the Shawnee village, Prophetstown, named for Tecumseh's brother, Tippecanoe, and I'm probably murdered that name, other words known as the Prophet. This village was designed by Tecumseh to be the heart of the new Native American Conference.
Amber lights represent the Native Americans. Now let's step back to the early morning of Thursday, November 7, 1811. Every man slept immediately opposite his post in line of battle for the night attack, his clothes and accoutrements on, bayonet fixed, musket loaded and laying by his side. The night was cold, windy, and rainy, and large fires were kept burning all night for the comfort of the troops. The Prophet's plan for battle called for the warriors to creep through the marsh and along the creek, now known as Burnett's Creek, to assume position.
When Harrison arrived on the evening of November 6th, he was met with a white flag by one of Tippecanoe's followers, who requested a ceasefire and that the two leaders, Harrison and Tecumseh, parley before any action was taken. Such a parley would mean a delay, as Tecumseh was not at Prophetstown, having gone south to recruit warriors from the 5 civilized tribes who were experiencing this same encroachment by the white men. That night, Tippecanoe was intent on breaking the ceasefire despite Tecumseh's previous warnings not to incite war until the Confederacy was strengthened. At dawn the next morning, Harrison's men were completely surrounded by Tecumseh's warriors. The warriors made a diversionary attack on the northern end of the Americans' rectangular drawing of lines. Eventually, Harrison's superior numbers and firepower carried the day, and the fighting ceased after 2 hours. Harrison and his force were mostly militiamen, had held their positions and dispelled the warriors' attack. Disheartened, the braves returned to Prophetstown and discredited Tippecanoe's leadership and the spells that he had cast to protect them. The distrust of Tippecanoe caused the Native Americans to immediately abandon Prophetstown, leaving it wide open for Harrison's raid. Like any battle, it was not without its casualties, and the Americans suffered theirs also. These plaques and memorials scattered around this battlefield provides the names of those that were lost on that particular battle. Had Tecumseh succeeded in putting the Federation together and his brother had waited until his return, it might have been a different outcome. Totally a different outcome. The museum displays and tells quite a bit about the battle and how it was fought, positions taken, and so forth. But these plaques tell a grim story. This is an interesting place to visit. There are some trails you can walk that are really nice, though I didn't get a chance to walk them on this particular day. And the museum was interesting, and it was cheap. I mean, it's $5 to get in. Well, time to head back north. Well, folks, that was quite a trip. 110, 120 miles, 120 miles, I think, down there. 120, 25 down there. Got to see, well, we got to see a little bit of Lafayette, at least the downtown area. That's the part I was interested in. It's a pretty good sized city. And then we went out to Purdue, and I thought I could probably get to tour the campus a little bit. But after I walked around the stadium, and it's built on a hill, of course, I had to walk around that. Then I had to walk around all the construction going on there at the stadium. I didn't get too far into campus, and I kind of run out of gas. It was a very hot day. And so we left a little bit. And we left a lot to be seen there, but at least we got some of the stadium, not much. But anyway, then the Tippecanoe battlefield, that was tough to get to. Everything was detoured. Every way I tried to get there was detour. But we managed to make it, and get there a little bit, and then coming home. Well, my GPS is working, but I wasn't getting any voice prompts, and it usually tells me in advance how many miles until the next turn and which way the next turn's going to be, and somehow I lost that. Couldn't get it back. So I had the GPS map to look at, but that was it. No verbal at all. And then I had to get back. I stopped at McDonald's finally, at least grab a hamburger, and got me a Diet Coke here, and here we are back in South Bend. Right downtown South Bend, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Fans, I hope you enjoyed what little we got here and some of the history of it. And if you did, like button. Yeah, if you didn't like it, hit the like button again anyway. So what? Helps me out. Hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. That costs you nothing, and that helps me out also. So, fans, it's been fun. We'll see you on the next one down the road.